Hello everybody, and welcome back to Word 2016 Module 4, Formatting Documents. We left off at page Word 92, so we're going to start back up at the top of that page. Step 1, we're going to scroll down and place the insertion point after people traveled and the first paragraph. But before the period at the end of that sentence. So let's move over just before that period, between the L and the period. We're going to then come up to the reference tab, and we're going to look in the style list for citations and bibliography. And we're going to, now you see there are several different styles in here, but we're going to use the MLA 7th edition. And that's just to assure we have the right formatting for this paper. We're going to come down to step 2 and insert a citation button. And we're going to add a new source. So we could use these, but we're going to add a new source. And before we get started, I want to show you that there are lots of sources that you can use in here. It's important to make sure you choose the right one, because as you can see, depending on which source you're working from, it's going to look a little different, and you're going to have a little bit different information you're going to have to add in. So for this particular citation, we're going to need to use the report. And it asks us to go ahead and select the corporate author checkbox. And then we're going to enter the data that's shown over in figure 4-16. Okay, we have all of that information keyed in. So now we're going to say OK. So you can see it added this reference in our paper. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to edit this citation. If you select the citation, you get a little drop down box, and from that you can choose Edit Citation. And they want us to add pages or page in this case, so we're going to add page 19, and we're going to say OK. And you can see that it actually changed the way our citation is seen on the page. We're going to scroll down and we're going to find the next place where we're going to insert a citation, and we're going to add a new source there as well. We're going to scroll down and place the insertion point at the end of the quotation after consequences. So we're going to come down here. So here's the quotation, and we're going to insert a new citation, and we're going to add a new source, and we're going to use the information that's over in figure 4-18. Okay, you can see from figure 418 that this is a document from a website, so that's going to be a little bit different information. So you want to make sure you change that before you start keying in information, and then you'll type in the information similar to that you find in figure 4-18. Okay, when you finish, you're going to use OK, and then we're going to go down to the bottom of page 2, and we're going to type in the word source beneath the table. So we're going to make sure we're at the very bottom of the table. We're going to type in the word source and put a colon, and we're going to italicize that word, and we can use the, there we go, and let me just make sure that that's all the formatting we need for that. Okay, and then after the source, we're going to add a citation. So we're going to come up to Insert Citation. But this time we're going to pick one from the list. We're going to pick Johnson, Margaret. Okay, from the sources. we're going to select the citation and we're going to change and edit the citation, and we're going to type in 55, and we're going to say OK, and we're going to save our work. We're going to check out, make sure we've got everything like it should be to match the figures on the opposite page, and then we're going to move to page Word 94. Okay, we're going to then use Control and End. They're not Home, but Control and End keys to move to the very end of the document. And then we're going to Manage Sources button. We're going to use the Manage Sources button in the Citations and Bibliography group. And of course, that's in the Reference tab. Okay, you'll see all of the sources that have been loaded into this document. And we're going to, step 2, click on Baker, Mary. And we're going to click the Delete button. So we don't need that citation for this paper. Then we're going to select Close. Then we're going to the Bibliography button in the Citation and Bibliography group. So we're going to select that and want to use the drop down. So you see you can use a bibliography, you can use references, or cited, works cited. We're going to use references, so we want to select it. So you see that it added information in and is formatted as it should be for this paper. We're going to make some changes to the word references, so we're going to select just that word and we're going to change that format, and we're going to use the Berlin Sans FB Demi, and we're going to use the green accent 6 font. See if I can get that. Okay, green accent 6 color. Okay, and we're going to deselect it, and then we're going to use Control N, and we're going to type your name down at the bottom, and then we're going to use the View tab at the top, and we're going to look at multiple pages. Okay, see how that looks? And then we're scrolling through to look at the report. Okay, next you want to take and save your work and submit it for this assignment. So this is the end of the Word assignments for the modules. Now there's some assignments at the end of these modules that you can work on to practice, but this takes us through module 4.